Is the keto diet a fad? What if I told you the answer is, it's complicated. Before you think the keto diet is just going to disappear, like jazzercise, let's take a look at the way the trends are shaping up and what the future looks like for the keto diet. Hit that subscribe button, y'all, for more exclusive insights on diet and health. Now let's get right into it. I previously covered on the channel how interest in low-carb diets is very cyclical, especially on a multi-year scale. You can see how it spikes every January and then trails off before the next rush of people trying to lose weight for their New Year's resolution. Believe it or not, I'm about to make the case that the keto diet is not a fad, but rather the maturation of an industry that's been around for more than 3 decades. If we compare the trend volume of keto to low carb, we see the keto diet has significantly outpaced interest in low carb, at first during 2017 and significantly following the January spike of 2018 and beyond. Looking at just the keto chart, we can see how incredible the growth has been over the last 5 years, but it is clear that this trend has reached a peak in 2018. So if we zoom in on just the last 12 months, we can see the top of that growth. Something interesting you may notice, after the peak, we saw a dip and then a rebound. What could be responsible for that most recent uptick rebound you see here? One possible explanation: just as the trend was establishing that interest was beginning to fade, we saw Tim Tebow go on the Dr. Oz show to promote the keto diet to a massive television audience. Interesting. In a more recent piece, Dr. Oz followed up just yesterday with another fluffy keto weight loss testimonial anecdote from a woman. But before you start thinking this ship is sinking like a submarine, you have to understand the bigger picture here. Even though the interest recently reached a peak and has pulled back a little bit, we're actually at the beginning of a business cycle that has only just begun to ramp up. The keto diet style of eating has only just landed on the public consciousness at a mainstream level. Let's take a closer look at what's coming down the pipe as businesses begin to launch scalable models to facilitate transitioning people to the extremely low carbohydrate protocols of the keto diet. Now, I've covered Virta Health in a different video, so let's take a look at a different startup that is focused on weight loss and diabetes management with the keto diet called the HealCare Clinics. If we take a peek behind the curtain, we can see who is behind this iteration of the new scalable keto clinic business model. It's Dr. Eric Westman of Duke University, author of The New Atkins for a New You and Cholesterol Clarity. His partner in this venture is Jacqueline Eberstein. Nurse Eberstein was the former head nurse of the Atkins Center for Complementary Medicine from 1974 until 2003, which is ironically just a couple years before the Atkins Foundation filed for bankruptcy. You need to see this and understand who these people are in order to assess whether or not this is a fad diet or the continuation and maturation of an industry that has existed for decades. Back to Nurse Eberstein, she worked alongside Dr. Atkins for nearly 30 years and was a contributor to his books, newsletters, and magazines. She also designed the original Atkins at Sea low-carb cruise and was a co-author of the Atkins Diabetes Revolution. So while the HealCare Clinics are a vision of Dr. Eric Westman announced 3 years ago, which are just now coming into fruition, we can see the unimpeded continuity of an industry dating back to Dr. Atkins in the 1970s, which is now experiencing its biggest boom phase of all time. That's why we see the introduction of scalable keto diet transition and coaching clinics coming into the marketplace. The veneer of legitimacy, so easily discarded by the millions of people who tried the Atkins diet, is now being restored under the healthcare system as both a billable treatment for diabetes and a concierge specializing in lifestyle guidance and reinforcement as people consciously attempt to maintain a strict ketogenic protocol for weight loss. It's clear that the most entrenched players believe we are only at the beginning of this business cycle. In fact, you can become an equity investor through a Start Engine public offering for as little as $480. They are encouraging you to get in on the ground floor. The investor deck is billing this as a solution to type 2 diabetes and obesity, which they boldly claim are caused by eating too many carbohydrates. The pre-money valuation of this business is in excess of $7 million. At the end of the day, I think these people should be applauded for their vision and their transparency. These are well-intentioned people who believe in what they are doing enough to have devoted their lives to a low-carbohydrate approach. I think we should respect and learn from the players in this industry, even if we have important disagreements about nutrition and lifestyle. That being said, I wanted to see the interactive approach Dr. Westman was bringing to personalized care through this new business model. So I clicked into the most recent HealCare support group video and just started watching at a random timestamp in the middle of the video. I'm sharing this with y'all because I want you to see the type of information that goes around in these circles. At the end of this clip, Dr. Westman gives brilliant insight into the nature of the industry and why they have developed a personalized clinical model that includes a support group for helping people adapt to and maintain the keto diet.
And I no longer have the time. I need a little life at night to get some food, to do whatever you're going to do, so I gave up the gym. So at this point I'm not, but I'm pretty active.
Why would you ask about exercise?
Well, again, I'm reading books that basically said Dr. Perlmutter has said that that's one of the aspects that we should look at is exercise.
I haven't exercised one day, and
So-
I lost 147 pounds.
Yeah, so in the relative importance of things, diet is much more important than exercise. What we say in this world is you can't outrun a bad diet. And I have people coming to me all the time working harder and harder and harder exercising, and it's not working. They're not losing for weight loss. They're not losing weight, and I'll say, well, you know, exercise doesn't help you lose weight. Well, but I'm exercising and exercising and exercising, and I'm not losing weight. I don't know what's wrong. Exercise doesn't help you lose weight. But I'm exercising and exercising and exercising. Exercise doesn't help you lose weight.
Well, okay.
I know, so doctor, so,
I mean, it must have some benefit.
well, just focus. So the world's busy. If you're going to let go of something when you're busy with other things, let go of the exercise. Focus on the diet, I promise. I know Dr. Perlmutter, David Perlmutter wrote Grain Brain.
Right,
Bill Davis wrote Wheat Belly.
right.
And they have best-selling books, and then they both went out of clinical practice, so you can't see them as patients. So they become here, follow this, but what if I have a problem? What if I have a problem? Oh, so you can get a lot of information in lots of places, but I really believe, and that's why we're creating the Heal Clinics process, is that someone has to understand you personally and what's happening in your life and why are you focusing on something that really is not important in what I know to work, and it may take time for you to understand that. Kind of like the dramatization. What I meant is that this person wasn't able to see the reality of what was happening in her life. She was exercising more and more and more, and it wasn't working, and I tried to tell her, I know, it doesn't work. So it takes time to undo what we've been taught, and that's why I asked, why would you, they don't need to exercise, obviously.
It's important to realize the effectiveness of meeting people where they are and if they are willing to make changes to diet and lifestyle, to be able to provide support and personalized care. Unlike some of the players in this industry who have shied away from this responsibility, others have stood up and embraced it. This is why the keto diet is not a fad anymore, despite the recent short-term decline in interest. I could be wrong. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section and let's talk about it. But don't forget, it's November, and interest in these diets is at its lowest towards the end of the year. But y'all know what happens come January. I invite you to hit subscribe for more exclusive insights like these, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. If you see the value in meeting people where they are, and the power of information to change people's lives for the better, or for worse, then help me get the right message out there by contributing on Patreon. Y'all know what time it is. Red Pill Vegan. Next.